Denise, guess what?
What's Abby?
We got chismes.
Hi everyone! Welcome back to a new episode of We Got Chisme. And today's chisme is about the workplace. And as usual, this is Denise. Hi, and that's Cafecito. So yeah, this is gonna be a lot about workplace because workplace, we work every single day. It's basically that's your life as an adult. And there's a lot of drama in some workplaces.
Yeah, so we can call our workplaces our second home, or like some other people refer to this, your daily prison.
Your daily prison. But you know
Well,
what? We like money. We need money.
unfortunately, we live in a place where no money, no life.
So we gotta do what we gotta do. So let's dive into some crazy stories because the title of today is The Workplace Telenovela.
Oh, sounds dramatic. Let's see where this drama comes from.
Yeah, Sabe came up with a name, and I am very excited because I'm rewatching Jane the Virgin. And as those of you who have watched it, there is the Rogelio de la Vega. Yeah, I don't know why I say like that. So dramatic.
Very, pero for those of you who trying to watch it and didn't work out, trust me that I do feel you because I couldn't pass it, episode 3.
Oh no, it's amazing. I love it. I love all the drama there is. Adam was asking me, what are you watching? And I was like, oh, just watch the recap. And it's a narrator that gets all the recap. So Adam was like, that's too much drama. And he just left. He could not watch it.
Denise lives for the drama, for what you can see. As long as it's not hers, she's
Yes,
happy.
exactly. Thank you. I don't like the drama in my life, but I do like to learn about other people's dramas. Which is why I love reading Reddit stories so much because there's so much drama involved.
That she likes el drama ajeno.
Eso mismito. So for story number 1, we have from the subreddit, Am I the Asshole? AITAH. And the title is, Am I the Asshole for telling my coworker I was miscarrying after she tried to get me in trouble for excessive bathroom use? And this is a fairly new post, like this was posted an hour ago.
Are you serious?
Yep. Like I was looking into it and I just found this story.
Oh my god, so that probably happens today.
Probably. We'll see what happened. I, female 26, have a coworker, Mary, whose main goal at work is to get the rest of us in trouble. Today, I was apparently the target. When I got back from lunch, my boss asked me to talk and explain how a coworker had complained that I had excessive bathroom use and that she and the other coworkers had to pick up my slack. Excessive was 10 minutes in the 4 hours before lunch, and I took 40 minutes for lunch instead of the 30 was supposed. So that's 20 minutes in the bathroom.
Total.
In total.
Not even like consecutive.
No, not even. I was 8 weeks pregnant when I started miscarrying on Tuesday. I called in sick to work. I was off yesterday since I was working Saturday, but decided to come into work today. Okay, so if she posted it today, that was Thursday, like today. Like Tuesday, she had a miscarriage on Tuesday. She called in sick to work that day. She was off Wednesday and she went into work on Thursday.
Okay, so it's literally like this week.
Yeah, exactly. So she said, but decided to come into work to try and use work to distract myself instead of sitting at home wallowing. I ended up explaining the situation to my boss to end the conversation. She apologized to me and offered me a couple of days off, but I want to be at work to distract myself. After the meeting, Mary was looking extremely smug, clearly thinking she had gotten me in trouble, and I was so angry. So I told her, sorry if she was so distracted by me being away from my desk for 20 minutes, but since I was miscarrying, I figured it was fine. Mary looked shocked, but did not speak or look at me for the rest of the day. After work, a coworker I am friendly with said that while I am technically right and Mary was completely out of line, I should not have said anything, knowing it will create an uncomfortable work environment. I do not feel like I did anything wrong. And if Mary wants to micromanage everything, she should expect uncomfortable situations to arise. But I also get that Mary is not the only coworker that gets uncomfortable with this. And I do not want to make things hard for my coworkers that I actually get along with. So, am I the asshole for telling Mary I was miscarrying while she tried to get me in trouble and make things uncomfortable at work? Is she the asshole?
First of all, no. Second of all, the snitch, the pendeja esa, Mary.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just, as you read, I was just got curious what kind of job they do that because somebody's missing for 10 minutes, they have to pick up their slack.
I'm thinking calls, like a call center. Because that's the only reason
Because
why you had to pick up more calls than usual if someone is in the bathroom.
I know, but even because I don't work in a call centers, but we receive a bunch of calls.
Mhm.
But even though it's not like they are high, well, yeah, I most likely might be a call center because I did that for like a month and I'm like, fuck.
That's
By the way,
horrible.
people be very kind to those people who work in those call center because that is non-stop. Like non-stop. You haven't finished hanging up the call that you have and you're receiving another one. And for some reason, people just call with all this disgrace and misfortune trying to leave that angry at you. But besides the point, Mary is a freaking snitch. So she doesn't know. What if she, let's say it was not a miscarriage. What if she's having a stomach problem?
Are
What
you gonna get someone in trouble for having diarrhea?
exactly? So
Like, what's your problem, girl?
that makes
Shut
no
up.
sense. So the day off that she was, so she had to pick up all her slack all day long for the 8 hours that she worked, or who knows how many hours. So did she complain about that too? But because she's the snitch of the office, for what we seen, I'm glad she make her uncomfortable because that's a little bit of her own medicine. So
Me too.
I feel
Like,
bad otherwise for the other coworkers though, because but let's be honest. Why
mm-mm.
would that make people uncomfortable?
Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking.
It's something natural. Unfortunately, it was not
It was unfortunate, but
fortunate.
happens.
It happens and it's something natural. So I'm like, why would the people be uncomfortable saying like because she said she was in the bathroom because maybe the other people thought like she was having the miscarriage right there in the spot, which made no sense. But Mary, please mind your fucking business.
Yeah, that's part of the problem in society for women is that miscarriages are not talked enough. Women think that they should be ashamed of having a miscarriage, so they don't tell people, or they feel too
Like
sad that they
more
don't want to tell people. And
they
that's a problem because when it happens to you, you feel like it's something that it shouldn't happen to you, that you're punished or something like that. You don't know how normal it is because people don't talk about it.
it's like a taboo
Yeah, exactly. And I hate that. I'm like, no, let's normalize talking about these things and people know and nobody feels alone in these situations.
because like you say, nobody wants that, but unfortunately things happens.
Things happen.
And like if you're getting uncomfortable for knowing that something horrible happened for a coworker of yours, you're supposed to be more supportive and
Mhm.
instead of being a freaking asshole and saying and making feel like it's making me feel uncomfortable. Why are you creating a workplace environment where it's making feel uncomfortable? Like fuck you, bitch, too.
Exactly.
Like
Honestly.
you're not the asshole. You have your rights, and if I'm you, I would take a little whiteboard, right? Unfortunately, have a miscarriage. Obviously, you will not do that because that would be a little bit insensitive
Away
from
from
you.
my desk due to my miscarriage.
Exactly. If you have any questions, please contact my direct manager. She's aware of the situation.
Boom, se acabó, caso cerrado.
Exactly. But honestly, I understand, like, we all need money. We need to work, unfortunately. But
And I get the part that she said distracting herself, you know?
because she doesn't want to be home,
Alone, thinking about it and all these things.
all
Yeah.
the time. So, and like I say, like home is like the second place that we spend more time, like it or not, unless you work remote.
Mm.
But still, you're interacting with the same folks over and over and over.
Yeah.
Um, so why would you make your mission to be make other people in trouble? Because it seems like
I,
Mary, this is her goal,
there are
her
so many
life
people like
goal.
this. So many people like this. So let me read the comment
Oh,
first,
please go ahead.
and then I will tell you about a snitch that work in my, that I used to work with in my old job.
Okay, okay, okay.
But for this story, you are not the asshole. Mary is the asshole. And do not listen to anyone. Girl, I'm so sorry that this happened to you.
But you do you, and the other one, if they want to deal with it, their choice. If not, too bad.
Yep. So top comment says, so your coworker, not Mary, thinks you're right, but you should have done more to make things comfortable. Like, you're right, but you should have done more to make her feel comfortable. How? And then she's like, screw that, you miscarriage. Mary deserves to be uncomfortable. She's a busybody who needs to mind her own business. If she's uncomfortable at learning the reason you abuse, in quotes, the bathroom policy, then she shouldn't have run to the boss. Yep, and somebody else says, if I was a manager and I had an employee like Mary that had a clear history of reporting their coworkers over things, unless those things were criminal acts or major violations of the company policy or the law, such as safety violation, then I'd be firing Mary. If nothing else, given that OP told the manager about why she'd been in the bathroom so much, I've been terminating Mary for that because she's harassing and trying to police someone going through medical issues. And I had actually argued it's not just a medical issue, but a medical emergency. Okay, it's easy to say, but you cannot
And not
just
just throwing
fire
somebody
someone.
away like that. Otherwise,
Sadly, that's not
Mary
how.
will. Mary, that seems to be a caring, like one of those people. Uh,
Mm.
the company is giving her the open door literally to sue them for inappropriate termination.
Yep, exactly. Uh, But anyway, yeah. So in my old job, there used to be this woman who was known as a snitch. She worked third shift, like the midnight, well, 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. shift, right? So she wanted to transfer, and nobody wanted her. So this is why she spent so long because everybody knew how she was. But then one time there was an opening on the second shift where I work, and they had to do it because she had seniority. She was the only one left, so they had to move her. So they moved her to order chef. Everything is good, blah, blah, blah. Nobody, she's like talking to everyone, being nice. And then there is one day that there's nothing to do. Like, volume went completely down. There was nothing to do for like a period of 4 hours. So then these two coworkers go out, no, order food, and then they clock out and go to eat. And then the DoorDash driver gets lost. So they don't get their food until like 20 minutes later. So they just, after they got their food, they clock back in, but they stay there to finish their food because, they didn't have time. And it's not their fault again. So then they were just eating there. And then this woman finishes her lunch and goes to them and be like, oh, hey, girls, I got you some candy. And she gives them candy. And they were like, oh, she's so nice, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what she did after that? She went to call the supervisor. And mind you, this was a Sunday, okay? She called the supervisor because we had different shifts. She called the supervisor on a Sunday and told him that these people were still in time and there was because they were still outside after they clocked back in for work. So there was nothing to do. So the supervisor had to look at the cameras, went and see that there was nothing to do. And then he was like, oh, actually, that's okay, that's totally fine. But he still had to check it out. And he still had to go and tell these people, hey, this happened. Somebody reported, blah, blah, blah. And they was like, huh, she's the only one new.
And
She's
the only one who would do something like that
the only one that went and give you candy on purpose to make sure
just to check.
how long you're there, just to check.
What a pendeja.
Yup. Yep, she did so many things. Like she snitched on so many people. She came to disrupt the environment and make it more toxic. And then, wait, she gets karma at the end because she had one HR complaint already, and when you have three, you're fired. So she had one already because
She had a.
somebody complained on her. Somebody complained to HR because of her, like they felt harassed by her.
Okay, okay, that makes sense.
Yes, so she had HR complaint in file already for her. And then guess what she did? She had a neighbor who knew the supervisor or something like that, or knew his family. The thing is that he was finding out things about him, and then she was going into the office and spreading them around. Yeah. And of course, everybody knew who she was because she was the type of person that the supervisor had to hide from. Because as soon as he clocked in, she will go, by the way, I have to tell you, this person did this, and this person did this, and this person. So he was hiding from her because of how much she was snitching every day. So then she went and she tried to spread rumors about the supervisor. So the supervisor put an HR complaint again. So now she had two. After that, she was like completely quiet.
Of course, there's another one and she's gone.
Exactly. After that, you can see her biting her tongue, but she was like she still
What's
had
she
that
doing?
attitude. But yeah, Karma's a bitch, my girlie.
Did she end being fired then?
No, she completely stopped, like snitching too much. Like she will still complain here and there, but she completely toned it down after the two HR complaints. She completely toned it down because I'm like, the things that
I
she was getting away with so much on the third shift, okay? She was getting away so much, nobody was reporting her. And then when she got to the second shift, nobody was taking her shit. So,
Everybody was like, now with us, bitch. Go
mhm.
back to your night shift where you belong.
I don't know if it's every night shift, but where I used to work was so toxic. Night shift was so toxic. I will never work there. Even if they pay me overtime, I was just like, I cannot do this. I'm so sorry. So I'm glad that I work in a healthier environment now, you know? I'm very glad.
Good for you. Let's move on to the next one. Let's see how toxic these people coming this
Oh, this is a different type of
toxicity.
drama. Not toxicity,
Oh,
drama. Story number two comes from the subreddit AITAH as well. Like,
okay.
am I the asshole? And actually, I don't even know when was this posted. Let me see. This was posted 121 days ago.
Okay, so for 4 months,
Yeah,
almost more or less,
sure.
3.5.
So it says, I am an ICU nurse. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't read the title, did I? It
No,
says, I quit my job so I do not have to work the holidays. And now a new mom has to work in my place.
a new mom.
Mhm.
Okay, read the thing because I got confused.
I am an ICU nurse, and for the last 6 years, I have worked every Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas, and New Year's. It was no big deal to work all these holidays because I do not have an immediate family. I am widow for 5 years and no children due to infertility issues. My parents and siblings have jobs in retail and public safety, which require them to work holidays as well. So we traditionally celebrate the holidays several days after the actual holiday. This year, my parents retired and wanted to take a family trip to Europe because we have many relatives in Europe and they wanted to go to the European Christmas markets. Same, girly. Okay, it says in July of this year, I requested the week of Christmas off and it was approved. My brother and sister, as well as their spouses, also got the time off from her jobs since it was requested so early. We are heading to Europe for Christmas. Fast forward to the last week of October, my boss calls me in the office to tell me that she has to take away my vacation because a coworker had a baby a few months ago and she needs a time off to celebrate the baby's first Christmas.
Uh,
This same coworker had a baby last year and had this baby 10 months from the other one. Their coworker did not work any holidays last year and is not scheduled to work any this year. Made boss aware of this point. I argued that my vacation request was approved in July and I made plans based on that request being approved. Also, that I had worked the last 6 Christmas holidays and will be working Thanksgiving and New Year's. She stated that the priority for holiday vacations was given to those who had families. I informed her that just because I am widow and did not have children does not mean I do not have a family. She backpedaled and stated that people with children were given priority so they could spend Christmas with them. Again, I reminded her that my vacation was approved back in July and I will not cancel my trip so someone who did not request vacation time in a timely manner could have the time off just because she had a baby. Needless to say, my boss did not change her mind. She put me on the schedule for Christmas and took my coworker off. I took the issue to HR and they simply say that the manager is the one who determines the schedule and no work rules were broken. Well, her plan backfired as I turned in my notice, and my last day will be the day before Thanksgiving. Since I quit, my coworker now has to work Thanksgiving and Christmas. My other coworkers are saying I am a jerk for not just sucking it up and working Christmas and letting my other coworker have Christmas with her baby. Normally, I do work all the holidays so people can have time with their families. I have for the past 6 years. The one time I want to do something special with my family, I am the villain. I do not feel I am the asshole here since I requested the time off and made plans accordingly. I will greatly miss my job as I love the hospital where I work and the unit I was in. However, it is time for reflection and to put me first, something I have not done since my husband passed. Since nursing jobs are plentiful, I plan on taking the entire month of December off and look for a new job for the new year.
Yes. Yes, 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 yes. 1,000 times yes, girl.
Like, happy for you, or yes, that she's the asshole?
No, I'm happy that she's putting herself first.
Yeah.
But not the asshole, because honestly, how will you? That's not lawful.
That's what I'm saying. How did the HR didn't clock it that her vacation was approved and then they'd be like, oh no, you cannot go? What?
After it's being approved and you already have made plans.
Yeah.
So that's truly unlawful. And what it's with her coworker? Like, girl, you really needed to get the heck out of there. Because what's up with these coworkers? Like, really? You should just suck it up. Well, now you all bitches are gonna work extra time on Christmas and the holidays, so you suck it up now.
Yep.
Because honestly, somebody who never goes, that always work on the holidays for 6 years in a row and is asking for one time and put the request way earlier. That was approved in July, she say?
Mm-hmm.
And then we fast forward for 4 months after? 4 months? 3 months after, and then you telling me that you're removing my request after 3 months of being approved? If it's the next day, I get it. Like, hey, I make a mistake or whatever. But like 3 months after it's being approved,
I
like,
will not get it, not even the next day.
I want it.
I am the type of person that you approve it now and I buy my flight.
I mean, that's what she was waiting for, to the approval to buy their flights. I put my request, and as soon as I saw my message, it was approved. I purchased my flight. Thanks God, put insurance to that shit.
Yeah, I keep
By the
buying
way, guys,
more.
anytime that you're gonna purchase a ticket overseas, like very, very far and expensive, always purchase an insurance. It can save your pocket at the end of the day. So
I never do that. I buy the economy one, the one that I can move around if I need, but I don't put insurance because even if you don't have insurance, I pay for everything.
well, the thing is, I cannot move my around because what all the time am I going? So that's why I put the
Okay,
insurance just in case.
not for me.
Anyhow, but back to the HR issues. Um, why would the HR would feel it's fine to revoke somebody's approved vacation just to give it somebody else because they just feel like spending Christmas Day with a child? Mind you, nurses work a 12-hour shift. So if she wants to sacrifice herself and not sleep in the other 12 hours that she's at home with her kids, she's more than welcome to do so.
Not just that, but you need to plan accordingly. You knew, since you got pregnant, you knew your due date. You knew if you wanted to spend time with your kid, you should have put in your request way before. Why is it my problem?
Yeah, that she's making that girl's problem her problem, and that's not that's
I'm sorry.
so I think you were overdue for a change of environment and settings, and I wish you luck on your new endeavors and best of luck.
Yep,
You know, like you were not appreciated there. You were just a machine that were there just to work and cover the holidays.
they were taking advantage of you. Thank you.
So well done. And well done to go before the day, your last day, the day before Thanksgiving. Brilliant.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yes, brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, top comment says you owe them nothing. You were proactive and were given the time off. Other people's lack of planning does not constitute an emergency on your part. It sounds like you have given a great deal of yourself over the years to the point you were taken for granted. The
Mm-hmm.
fact your coworkers do not see any of your sacrifices is just another reason to run. It's time for you to enjoy a holiday with your loved ones. So true. And guess what? We have an
Oh
update.
my God, they probably asking, can you please come back?
Yeah. Update January 2026. I spent my Christmas in Europe with my family, extended the trip, and traveled around Europe for an extra 2 weeks. So much fun.
Mm.
In the middle of February, I will start what I consider my dream job. I will be working as a nurse for a company that flies patients to various hospitals in private airplanes. Most work will be providing critical care to these patients during flight and accompanying them to the hospital in an ambulance once we reach our destination. The majority of flights will be all over the US, and there are usually a few international flights. As for entitled new mom, several weeks before Christmas, she was telling people that if they are sick around Christmas, then they should not come around her children, and that Christmas can be celebrated at any time. Another, like the coworker before Christmas was telling people that, like several weeks before Christmas, she was telling people that if they're sick around Christmas, then they should not come around her children, and that Christmas can be celebrated at any time. Another coworker called her out on this and told her she previously stated she will not miss her baby's first Christmas. Like, you're completely contradicting yourself. Anyway, she called out on Christmas Eve and Christmas. Due to these call outs and hospital policy, she was terminated.
Ha!
She had been telling everyone she was not going to work the holidays and she didn't. Apparently, she will be working in a doctor's office with no weekends or holidays. The hospital has been begging me to come back, and I have profusely apologized. Was even offered a very big pay increase. Too late, I'm a widow woman with no children who'll be enjoying my time flying all over the US and maybe internationally. Perfect job for me since I have nothing tying me down. Thank you for all your kind words and of encouragement. Love it. I love it for you, girl. Go and enjoy life.
You see, that type of coworkers piss me off.
I know.
So obviously she was just meandering around, but she already knew that she was gonna call off.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was premeditated. It's like, okay, you don't give it to me, I take it anyways. I already told you. Those are the most annoying people.
You know what's sad that I just learned from the United States technically? That even if you work in a toxic environment while you're pregnant, like if you get pregnant there, you cannot just quit and find another job because you need to be in that job for a year for them to pay you maternity leave.
Well, it's
That's
this you
crazy.
have to be employed for 36 weeks. You have at least 6 months to a month, depending of the company
Depending on
policies.
the company, but majority of the places I've seen, I mean, I'm talking from TikToks. Like I've seen TikToks on women saying like it's they're praying that they do not give birth before certain date because they're trying to make the year so they can have paid maternity leave. And that's so sad. I hate that. I hate that so much.
Unfortunately. But
Fortunately.
that's why the workplace for sometimes for ladies are a little bit rougher. Because where I work right now, we have a coworker who is Prego. She's about to be due soon, by the way.
Oh,
So her last day is next week. But today was her last day in the office. The rest of the week, she's gonna work remotely. Um, and she's been in the company not even a year yet. And because the company allowed them to work for like 8 months, consecutive months before, and if you become like prego during that time frame, mind you, after you being employed, if you come prego, that's your problem.
oh really?
Of course, because if you come prego, you probably might be due before the due date.
Well, I had a coworker who started when she was like four. No, she found out she was pregnant like right before her interview. And
Okay.
she told them, "Hey, I just found out I'm pregnant. I don't know if, it's okay for me to take this job now." And they said, "Yeah, it was fine." And they pay her maternity leave and everything.
Yeah, but again, it's depending of the policy of the workplace.
Hmm.
Some other people don't care. Some
Yeah.
others are very how you call this? Very sexist,
Yeah.
I would say. Um, mm,
That's a good point. Yeah.
mhm. So other places that they don't like to hire women because if they become pregnant, all the prejudice and of the sexism. Damn, a lot of big words for me. So
Big word, Elba.
um, so it's messed up sometimes, but at the same time, like it is what it is. You cannot control that. It's like, what about if the baby wants to come before? And it's sad that they have this law. And I've seen people in my previous workplace where unfortunately one of the girls have the baby didn't want to wait any longer and came out when he was 7 months and a half.
Mm.
Because and she was just missing 1 week to have full completion of the required week for the company to approve her maternity leave.
Man,
They did not approve her maternity leave. I mean, they
why would
approved her
they?
time off, but they didn't pay for it. Because by law, you have to, even though they don't qualify, you have to give them the time,
Yeah.
even though you don't pay them, which is suck. But when she came back, I'm like, I wouldn't come back. I wouldn't look for another job.
Sometimes it's not that easy.
That's true. That's true. Because in New York, it's not easy to find a job. Um,
Not that easy, and you have to take.
yeah. So sometimes, you just have to suck it up and just go with it.
Yeah.
But baby was fine. She was fine at the end. But it is just extremely discouraging and sad how some workplaces trying to play um, with the financial stability of somebody who's receiving a new life to them. But I think we just ran to the wrong place. Anyhow,
Let's
uh,
move on.
let's move along. Let's big shout out to um, OP. Honestly, you became to know your value and your worth, and
Yep.
beautiful that you, even when they give you the big increase, you didn't fall
No.
into the seduction of the money. And good for you that you went for your dream job and you
Hmm.
got it.
I know. I'm so happy for you.
You should feel thrilled, and
Yep.
I know you are. And now well, even on the way that she was writing it, you can tell how happy she was. So F the hospital, F the HR people. And I should, if I were you, I would have sued those bitches because I don't think that
It's
was
illegal. So,
helpful
yeah, I know.
what they did. But
But I don't think she can sue either. I don't
no,
think.
you cannot sue, but you can
Oh,
just make
God.
a big fuss and then leave.
Yeah.
I'm leaving as well, so just fuck you all, you know?
Yeah, she's fine. She got her dream job. She's at peace. She had
She
this
went to
long trip to
Europe
Europe.
3 weeks instead of one miserable week.
I
So
know. I don't
you
remember.
did the right thing, and when you feel like you have done the right thing, everything falls in place. And
Yes.
good for you. Especially good, excellent that you didn't come back.
Yes. So happy for you. Um, so for the next story, this one comes from the subreddit Petty Revenge.
Oh Lord.
And the and it was posted 264 days ago.
Okay, so that's 7 months. Well,
A
not even
month,
actually.
like almost a year.
How many days? My math is off today.
264 days, and we have 365 in a year.
Yeah, that was 9 months. Around 8 months and a half ago.
Okay. The title says, Owner fired my dad, then came asking for work. Deny. Says back in 1997,
Hmm?
my stepdad was the operations manager at a company that did telecommunications work. He hired me to work at the company for the summer, but I ended up enjoying the work and made a career out of it. About 4 months into my employment at the company, the owner and my stepdad had a disagreement over something very trivial, and the owner fired my dad. Since he's my stepdad, we have different last names, and I did not feel like I will get caught up in this issue. I had my own issues with this company as well, mostly not being paid correctly and being denied benefits promised. Ended up working for another 18 months for the company before I left to work for a major telecommunication provider that we had done some work for. At the new company, I eventually took a position where I was responsible for hiring contractors, much like the company my dad and I work for, to do construction. One day, I got a call out of the blue that the owner of the contractor company, he wanted to see if he could get on my list of approved contractors and was hoping we could discuss it over lunch. Typically, a project of this type will be a 75K to 200K per project, and I will do 20 to 30 projects per year. So it could be a lucrative source of revenue for them. I agreed to a lunch date with the owner at a fancy restaurant I always wanted to try. His pitch consisted of telling me that his company is capable of, how he value, like what his company was capable of, how he value his employees and take good care of them. He mentioned the list of other companies he's worked for and the quality of their work. I mentioned that I used to work for his company, and he clearly did not remember my name. I also asked if he remembered the company who hired me. I mean, if he remembered the guy who hired me, and he said he did. When I mentioned he was my stepdad, the look of panic in his eyes set in. He clearly remembered my stepdad. I closed out the lunch meeting with a thank you for the food and an apology that my contractor list was full of more capable contractors, but will keep him in mind if something were to change.
Oh,
Never heard back from him again.
oh my God.
That was amazing. Amazing. I love
I
it.
wouldn't call
It's
it
just
pity revenge because it was not pity at all.
what will you call it? Like a cold revenge is better self-served cold because the guy didn't even realize how
Well,
who the person is, how many years have been. Because this was 1997, okay?
it was so many years.
It was like
When
19 years ago. Because it's 2026.
Christ,
19 years ago, and this girl held a grudge for that long.
Well, yeah, that's kind of pity, but like they say, those who are patient, everything comes up. And you know what they say, like what comes up, like what you do comes
What
around.
goes around comes around.
Yeah, and this one took their sweet time, but it comes around and bite him on his butt. And of course, free meal,
Free meal,
but
free meal.
well done. Um, as long as this doesn't affect you in any possible way, and
Mhm.
you actually have all your list
There
full
are
of
plenty
contractors, good.
of contractors.
Um, good for you. Like, and I'm glad that hopefully that lunch was on point.
Chef kiss, girly. I love it.
And especially because he knew how the company works, so he knew the quality of their job might be okay, but they exploit their employee. Also, a good sense of treat well your employees because you never know
Mhm.
what they're going to be ending working for, and you don't know if later on in the same business industry that you might be needing something from those people.
Yep.
So treat the people
And funny
kindly.
enough, that's exactly what the top comment says. It says, be nice to the people you see on your way up. You will see them again on your way down. Yep. And then somebody answered and says, I like to use the phrase, be careful whose toes you step on today because tomorrow they may be connected to the ass you have to kiss. I love that. But yep.
Mm,
That's amazing.
so
I love it.
that's why you always try to be polite with every single person, even though if they're freaking asshole, or if they don't appreciate you, you gotta go with it. You appreciate it.
Yeah, you
Uh,
do.
well,
Let's
let's move
move on to the last story that we have.
dun 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 dun.
This one also comes from this. Well, it doesn't come, but I don't know. You will see. Okay, the subreddit comes from it comes from the subreddit. Am I the jerk?
Okay.
And the title says, Am I the jerk for handing HR the screenshots that got my coworker fired? I, 32 male, work as a mid-level ops manager at a logistics company. Nothing fancy, mostly spreadsheets, vendors, and trying to keep the warehouse from turning into chaos. We had an internal opening for a team lead role, and my coworker Dylan, late 20s, I don't know, has been loudly campaigning for it for months. He's the kind of guy who talks about ownership and visibility a lot. And he's always in the comments on Teams acting like he's the only adult in the room. 2 weeks ago, we had a pretty ugly shipping mess. A vendor missed a pickup. Then we got hit with a last minute order that needed to go out the same day. I stay late, call around, move staff, fix it. Annoying but solved. The next morning, my director calls me in and says my weekly report shows I approve an overtime shift that I was not authorized to approve, and also that I marked the vendor as confirmed when they were not. Basically, it looked like I caused the whole thing. I was confused because I did not do that. I pull up the report and the numbers were changed, like literally edit. We use a shared template, but we have each other but we each have our own tab. Somehow my tab had notes added that I never wrote, and a couple of fields were altered. I checked the version history and saw edits from Dylan's account at 11:47 p.m. The night I stayed late. He was not on shift. He also messaged me earlier that night, like, hey, if you need help with the report, just ping me. I did not respond because I was busy. I confronted him privately. He acted shocked and said that he must have clicked the wrong tab
Hmm.
while trying to help, in quotes, and that he did not realize it would lock in. But the edits were very specific, and they just happened to make me look incompetent, and him look like a savior because his tab had a note like flag risk to leadership in it. Also, he never told me he touched my stuff. He only apologized after I showed him the history, and even then it was his a half apology, like sorry you feel blindsided. I felt sick about it. My director told me it was going on my record unless I could explain. So I exported the version history, saved screenshots of Dylan's edits, and sent a short email to HR and my director saying I believe my work was altered without permission and I wanted it documented. I did not ask for him to be fired, I just wanted my name clear. HR interviewed both of us, and apparently other people had similar issues with him fixing, in quotes, their work. He got terminated last Friday. Since then, half the team is acting like I snitched and ruined his life. One guy told me, you should have handled it like a man, not run to HR. Dylan texted me from a new number saying I am a bitter loser who could not compete fairly. Now I am sitting here thinking, did I overreact? Should I have just taken the hit and move on? Am I the jerk? No, you're not. Dylan is a jerk, and all you did was report something because it was not your fault and they were gonna blame you. So you're not a jerk. Dylan is.
Well, apparently now they call culture is like doesn't matter what's going on because I like this person and if the person did something wrong, you should just take the blame for it.
Act like a man. What do you want me to do? Punch the guy?
But
Okay, what
again,
problem? What?
if I'm then if I was hearing a reminder by your information, HR interview different people was not just me. I just brought the issue because unless you want to take the blame for me and take the write up, be my guest.
And you didn't go with the intention of getting him fired. You just went with the intention of clearing your
Clearing your
name.
name. Exactly. But if they were in his shoes, I'm sure they would have been doing the same thing.
Yeah, and not just that, but if Dylan actually was remorseful, he could have avoided all this and just go there and be like, hey, I am so sorry. I changed that by mistake. I went in the wrong tab. I will fix it. That would be much different, taking accountability and saying that you made a mistake than ignoring it
Doing
completely.
that BS.
Mm-hmm.
And just doing that BS. So you're not the asshole. Honestly, you did what you the right thing to do. Because again, why would you take the heat for somebody else that is trying to be on your business when it's not their job to do so? So, and that bitter loser that texts you from a new number, I just blocked them,
Yeah,
bitch.
block
I'm not
him.
even entertaining with any conversation. I'm like, no, I wouldn't block it. I would just leave it in red and just make them think that I read it and didn't say anything. So that aches thing. People hate that. If you want some upset somebody that's texting you, just ignore them. That aches people like hell. Especially if it says like message has been read.
Okay. Good to know. But yeah, so the top comment actually comes from OP.
Okay.
He says, I did not demand to get fired. I did not demand he get fired. I was about to get written up for something I did not do. So I protected myself. If he did it to others too, that's on him. And then someone responds and they're like, that's all you need to say. An investigation was opened by HR and I sent them what they asked for. I did not create the narrative that got him fired. He edited my work to make me look bad. And HR was able to prove that was true from the file audit and simply send them a file. I simply sent them a file. That's what I said. Which is true. That's all you did. All you did was send him a file. And I'm pretty sure that he was messing people's work because he wanted the position, the lead position. So he was trying to make everyone look bad.
Lead position. I don't know why some people want sometimes to do that shit.
Why don't you compete fairly? Why do you need to screw over others?
Because they don't have nothing better to do with their own life.
You're so insecure about yourself and your
Well,
capability,
not
or you're not.
insecure. I would say like they are just
They're insecure.
they
If they
just,
knew what they bring to the company, they will go and prove it. They're not proving it. They're screwing other people over.
but remember, we have so many different type of people. Probably this one of the people says like, okay, I just got here. I just want to be promoted in such amount of years. So I have to do whatever it takes to get there. Doesn't matter what I need to do. So probably that's what this guy would do.
A shitty person.
Well, that's the type of employee that I call like the scalper.
What
Well, pretty much the one that just look the leftovers and see the opportunity and trying to.
una vibra.
Bueno, también. I didn't name a viper, but sure, he can be a viper. But yeah, so you have all type of people. Like we have the snitch at the beginning, like your snitch from your job.
Yeah.
You have this viper that just looking the minimum thing to create a little bit of drama, just to.
Well, I've also seen those people in the same third shift,
Yes.
same kind of thing. There are some people that were complaining that we don't do anything on the second shift, but then they had the time to sit and look through every single paper copy of everything that we did and try to find a mistake.
Oh, they
Like they
definitely
would
then
look
didn't
for
have nothing to
each
do.
little one to find a mistake.
Yeah, they definitely have nothing to do with their life. That's called
No.
miserable people.
Yes. There was one time someone said that we left early, that we left before our time. And the funny thing is that the same night that he said that, we were leaving and we saw him coming in late because we were already leaving, at our time. And then he went and complained. And thank goodness we had cameras. And then our supervisor went and took a screenshot of us standing in the lab with the timestamp that we were still at work and of him coming in late at certain time. And he was like, I'm sorry, what's this? And that's the only thing that stopped him from creating narratives because he was doing it left and right and everybody was believing it. And he was lead because of that.
Again, another snitch.
Una víbora mentirosa, it's what he was.
People, remember, we already have to see each other for 8 hours plus in a daily basis for probably 5 days, sometimes 6 days a week.
Chill, people, chill.
I made the fucking interaction uncomfortable and chaotic. Why?
And this was only like maybe 10, 15 minutes max that I had to see these people, but my nervous system was just like, I need to leave this place because you can feel the toxicity walk in. It's like that bad.
They were coming in and like the whole atmosphere of the room.
Yeah. Have you ever been in a room and then someone walks in and you feel the whole vibe change? Like, yeah, like that. That bad. So I hope everybody finds a healthy environment and works in peace. Like this nurse that found
Ah,
her
fantastic.
job ever.
Fantastic. I love that. Love it.
Yeah,
So hopefully, if you're in a toxic environment and you know it's toxic, let's be smart.
there is better out there.
There is better options. Slowly try getting your resume together, send it over to other people, and you will find a better place where you can be appreciated and not exploited. Because the years of slavery, unfortunately, has ended a long time ago. Except for Afghanistan, who has recently approved that again, and the United Nations is not doing anything. But anyhow, that's politics.
I did not
But yeah,
partake.
you looks for your happiness. Someone told me, actually, Paolo was telling me, like, if you don't love what you do, why do it? So even though if it's less pay, you need to enjoy what you do.
Well, sometimes you can afford that when you're alone, but like I said, if you have family, it's hard.
It's hard to do,
But you
strategically.
can,
Move,
yeah, you can slowly work on it on your resume on getting like free certificates online or invest a little bit on school if you need it and move on to a better job. Or
just
if you have a spouse that make more money, then you can afford to be in somewhere that you love.
nowadays, girl, if it's somebody, it's if there is two working, one stop working, it's like everything crumbles.
Not so working. I'm saying you can do what you like, even if you get paid less, because you don't really need that big income in that moment.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, we're not telling you to quit your job.
And we're not telling you to find a rich spouse either.
Exactly. Which If you do, good for you though.
Right?
But we're not advising you of this. We just said,
Mm-mm-mm.
be mindful, work smart, and work the system. Not let the system work you out.
But with good vibes. Be good to other
Good
people, please.
vibes. Yeah.
Everybody's trying to live their lives. Everybody's trying to get home, either to their family, to their pets, to their TV, to your book. Everybody has something to look forward for after work. And I hope at least everybody has something like that and is
Well,
happy. You
and
just
always remember, we work to live, we don't live to work.
well said. And with those words of wisdom, we leave you.
Bye, bitches.
Bye bye.